This was interesting. This was something that happened a little while back that I never really got to talk about with anybody. So I guess there was an AI generated comedy special of George Carlin's um, put out recently, and now his estate is suing over this AI generated comedy special. I think actually his daughter is the one who's in charge of the estate now, who's filing these charges. So the estate of the late comedian George Carlin has filed a lawsuit against a media company that used AI to create a comedy special impersonating his iconic style. The special in question, titled George Carlin, I'm Glad I'm Dead, was released earlier this month. The lawsuit, filed Thursday in Los Angeles, asks that Dudsey, the company behind the special, take down the offending video immediately. The estate is also seeking unspecified damages. None of the defendants had permission to use Carlin's likeness for the AI generated George Carlin special, nor did they have a license to use any of the late comedian's copyrighted materials, the lawsuit says. Dudsey created various AI generated materials, but it is primarily a podcast hosted by comedian Will Sasso and writer Chad Kultgen. The company, as well as both men, were named as defendants in the lawsuit. So, wow, this is actually a comedian is behind this. The plaintiffs are listed as Carlin's estate as well as its executor, Gerald Hamza. Carlin, whose comedy career spanned over 50 years, died in 2008 of heart failure at the age of 71. In the special, Dudesy claims they used AI to go over all of his recorded material and produce new jokes that he might make in today's world. Kelly Carlin McCall, the late comedian's daughter, said in a statement to Fox News Digital, my father was a legend. She doesn't look like him at all. I guess that's a good thing. My father was a legendary comedian and a once in a lifetime talent whose legacy is the body of work that he left behind. His actual performances, albums, and books. She continued, I understand and share the desire for more George Carlin. I too want to spend more time want more time with my father, but it is ridiculous to proclaim that he has been resurrected with AI. The George Carlin in that video is not the beautiful human who defined his generation and raised me with love. It is a poorly executed facsimile. Am I saying that right? Cobbled together by unscrupulous individuals to capitalize on the extraordinary goodwill my father established with his adoring fan base. We have to draw a line in the sand, she said in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter. This is going to be a fight on every front with entertainment at the center. Josh Schiller, the attorney for the plaintiffs, told Fox News Digital AI may be the most important technology invented in generations and therefore requires a great amount of control and restraint to ensure that it is not misused. Otherwise, like with prior revolutionary technologies, we risk it becoming a tool that allows bad faith actors to replace creative expression to exploit the already existing work of creators and to get rich at the expense of others. It's not just about AI, it's about the humans that use AI to violate the law, infringe on intellectual property rights, and flout common decency. So now I do recognize this guy, Will Sasso.
Yeah, he was on Mad TV. He's been in a
Yeah,
lot of
I'm
movies.
kind of surprised that a comedian would be involved with this. It seems just like kind of just a thing a comedian shouldn't do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I'm with the plaintiffs. The only thing I could think for Will and the others who did this is maybe they felt like it was a way to pay tribute, use AI to kind of give us something we all wish we could have, which is more Carlin or whatever. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like you can't just use somebody's material and likeness, even if you're putting it through a computer to create more similar stuff. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are really keeping their eyes on this lawsuit, Chrissy, because it could really change how people use AI going forward, especially where it comes to copyrighted material and trying to create something that would be copyrighted if the late performer could create it today. You know, it's a question that we obviously never had to answer at any point in human history. So I'm really curious how it's going to shake out.
Wow. Okay, so they God, I wonder if I can play a tiny snippet from this. Okay, so it's just his voice.
Yeah.
It's not that they've reanimated him or something with a
No.
hologram. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can play a tiny snippet. I haven't even listened to this yet.
Me. You meet your soulmate. God brought us together. Your soulmate dumps you.
Huh.
God is bringing me someone else. You survive a tornado? I'm so blessed. 20 other people do not. God wanted them in heaven.
Okay.
It's all bullshit. If he gets credit for the good stuff, then he's got to take the blame for the bad stuff too.
It's like a little
Which, in
uncanny
my
valley
opinion,
sounding.
is the first step toward building a society.
It's his cadence. The cadence is down.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like George Carlin, but not as.
Now, if you've listened to any of my prior work, you might
It just sounds like a really good Carlin impression.
I agree. It's like if you made a computer that could impersonate George Carlin. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So are you allowed to do that without permission from the estate? If they say no, like I said, this has never happened before. So who knows what the courts are going to decide.
Wow. In the introduction to the special, which is still posted on Dudsey's YouTube account, a robotic voice declares, "I'm Dudsey and I'm a comedy AI. What you're about to hear is my second hour-long special. Before I get started, I just want to let you know very clearly that what you're about to hear is not George Carlin. It's my impression of George Carlin that I developed in the exact same way a human impressionist would." It continues, "I listened to all of George Carlin's material and did my best to imitate his voice, cadence, and attitude as well as the subject matter I think that would have interested him today." The special then goes on to cover a variety of topics, including religion, politics, social media, and technology. Carlin McCall previously told Fox News Digital upon the special's release, "My dad spent a lifetime perfecting his craft. From his very human life, brain, and imagination, no machine will ever replace his genius. These AI-generated products are clever attempts at trying to recreate a mind that will never exist again. Let the artist's work speak for itself." She added, "Humans are so afraid of the void that we can't let what has fallen into it stay there. Here's an idea. How about we give some actual living human comedians a listen too?" And you know what? Like it is such a cheap, shitty imitation because what AI is as good as it could possibly get will never replace the feeling of being in a live stand-up show, the audience connecting with the comic connecting with the audience connecting with other people in the audience, like this shared experience, the once in a lifetime feeling of this show, this set this way. This group of people will never again happen. Every show is so unique. Even at comics, you tell the same jokes, or maybe you have the same crowd work things you do from show to show, but you will never get the same results. And that comes down to the uniqueness of whatever audience is in front of you. And it's just like AI is never going to replace that magic.
Yeah, and I mean, even watching a special, and I want everyone to watch my special, obviously, but it's not the same as coming to see me live. There is nothing that replicates the experience of being in a theater or a comedy club, any type of venue, and laughing together with 1, 2, 300 other people, right? So that is a unique experience. And so now you're not only trying to replicate the experience of watching a performance, you're also trying to replicate the performer. And I think that paragraph at the beginning there was their way of trying to avoid exactly this type of lawsuit. It's like, disclaimer, I'm not George Carlin. I'm doing an impression of George Carlin. I'm a computer, right? Just not trying to pretend that this is actually Carlin's work. So, I mean, I can see both sides. I really wonder what the court's going to say. How do you think this will end up, Chrissy?
I wonder if they go, you know what? We let dead people vote in the last election. There's no reason why dead people can't keep coming out with new comedy specials. Who knows if AI Carlin will come out and support a Joe Biden? Anything's possible at this point.
Who is George Carlin going to vote for in the upcoming election? That's what I want to know.
Oh, we know. All the dead people vote for the same person. It's always whoever's running as a Democrat. Max Brinkle in the chat says, "Clayton and I went to the same high school together. Do you know this man, Clayton?"
Yes, I know Max. Hi, Max. It's been a long time.
Ooh. Did you guys do gay stuff together?
Not in high school.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think this is bad. I just think this is very icky. It's similar to kind of joke stealing. You're taking someone's essence and you're trying to repeat it. And he had a long,
Chrissy, you
great
don't have
career.
a problem with. No, I hear you, but you don't have a problem with impressionists in general, right? Like if I go up
No,
there to
no, not at
write
all.
and I'm like,
They people love impressionists. Impressionists are actually perfect for people who are not really comedy nerds or comedy fans because they go, "Oh, wow, that person really sounds like Jordan Peterson," or like, "Oh, I mean, that's how a lot of people started to notice Tyler Fisher is because he had really great impressions."
great
And he did a
impression.
great
Yeah.
Fauci impression, which got the attention of the folks over at Daily Wire, and that's how he got involved with the Terror on the Prairie movie. So impressions are a great way to show off your skill set, and it's like a roast battle. An impression is like, oh, you have a very focused person or character that you're writing jokes for, and a specific voice. Um, it just gives you a nice focus that sometimes writing for yourself doesn't really give you. So
Yeah.
I'm all about impressions.
Yeah. Yeah. So we just don't want the impressions to be done by a robot, right? I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's different when it's a person doing it because that actually takes talent. You know, Jim Carrey, when he got started, that's all he did was impressions and he was great at it. He scrapped his whole act and then started working on his own original characters like the fire marshal and some of the other things
Fire
he ended up
Marshal
doing. Yeah,
Bill!
all that stuff. The mask, those were based on characters that he had.
Wow.
But yeah, doing impressions is great, but I feel like audiences today kind of want to meet us too, right? So like within your impressions, if you can share a little bit of yourself as well, I think that's what most modern audiences are actually looking for. So that it's
Yeah,
not just something a robot could do.
I've never done an impression that is like a direct exact copy. It's like I always bring something weird to it. Like I'll always do an impression like I am also revealing a side to this person's personality that isn't public or isn't known.
Right.
Um, I could never do because you're always adding in the ingredient of yourself into the mix, so it would be impossible for me to just do like a straight, that's just not how I work. So,
Nah, not you.
nah. I always put myself into it. Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Come and get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.